that means if you want to lose weight, I'll jump on the train. If you think you're great the way you are, so do I. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I've always said that, but and some of it is attributed to, you've got these movies with these like super skinny like models, but then other times it's attributed to just
The Farrah Fawcett's of the world.
well, I was gonna say other times it's just attributed to like every once in a while I'll look down at my gut and go, man, I wish that wasn't there. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just, sometimes it's just a self-conscious like,
But then just watch that Carrie Fisher interview on like the Today Show or where it's like working out's hard. Like, tell me what's your okay, if you've never seen this interview, like look it up. It's one of the ones that she was doing when promoting Force Awakens. So, about 2 years before she passed away. And essentially she, asks the interviewer, she's like, "What song do you listen to? Like, what is it that makes, working out worth it?" She's like, I don't see it. I enjoy the way I am. It's like I enjoy my lifestyle as is. It's like, why do I need to change it for everyone?
see,
So,
my problem is like, because I've been thinner than I am right now, and I liked it. I really did. I could do a lot more. I was, a lot more active, and I liked working out. The thing I did not like the one thing I did not like about working out, leg days. I don't like working out my legs. I don't know why. My arms all day.
hmm
My chest all day. Backs again all day. But then you get to like legs and you're like, no, I don't want to do squats. I don't
yeah.
like squats. You know. So that was the only thing that I didn't. But I did them because I didn't want to look like Johnny Bravo where I had like a buff,
Yeah.
top and then like
Johnny
itty bitty
Bravo.
legs. You know what I'm talking about? He had like those
Yeah, I know.
inch long
Yeah,
legs.
yeah.
But for me, I'm like, you know what? And there is something to be said about, it. We are a very obese
Yeah.
country,
Yeah.
and it is unhealthy. But
But stop shaming people,
I was gonna say,
for their choices. Like,
but
it's up to them. Like,
they shouldn't. One, you shouldn't Photoshop people. Like Megan Trainor
Yep.
said, she's like, I mean, I did authorize it, but I didn't.
Yep.
They had mentioned something about it here real quick in passing, and I'd said maybe, and they did it anyway. So then she was kind of like, no, undo that. Don't, because then they photoshopped her, and her butt looked like 3 times bigger, and her waist looked like
yeah.
as skinny as my pen. And she's like, it doesn't even look natural.
Yep.
She's like, it doesn't even look natural. Like it was, but that's the things that are a problem. Or like you said, they were showing him what a healthy, quote unquote, healthy body should look like. Well, you know what? Everybody has their own version of healthy.
Yep.
I mean, I had a friend. Now, I did have a friend. My friend Cody. He dropped half of himself, and it was because we were at him and I were both very large guys at the time. We went to the county fair, and we were playing the game where you guess your weight. Well, and I had won because I carry my weight a lot differently than I used to, or even then I carried it differently. I didn't look as heavy as I think I didn't look as heavy as I actually was.
Mm-hmm.
And so he underguessed my weight by so much, and it was past his threshold, so that meant that I won the prize. I'm like, sweet. I knew I could trick the weight thing
Mm-hmm.
because I knew I was like that. My friend Cody, on the other hand, did it, and the guy guessed him over what he weighed.
Ooh.
And it was still in his margin, so he lost. And it wasn't the fact that he lost that made him mad. It was the fact that the dude thought that he weighed more than I did.
Mm-hmm.
And that literally prompted him to literally lose half of himself. He's a completely different person now. But that was a drive thing.
Yep.
It was one of those things that he's like, I don't like this. And good for him. I mean, he's very healthy now. He's very, very active. He runs every day. He did change his lifestyle, but he changed it, again, for the better. He is a lot healthier. I was a lot healthier when I was, a little bit skinnier. But you don't need to be shamed because you don't like working out.
Exactly.
Okay, you don't like working out, fine.
Yep.
But there is ways, to find, like, I like to ride bikes. So instead of going for a run, well, I'm going to go for a walk with my dog because that's, I like walking him and I think him and I could go for a run, and it would be nice, and it would get his energy out, it'd get my energy out. We're good. But I'd also thought about doing some bike rides, just through town.
Oh yeah.
Because I did that when I was younger. Cody and I both did bike rides. He lived on one side of town, I lived on the other. We'd bike ride to the middle, bike ride all around town. He'd go home, I'd go home. And it was about a mile home for both of us. So we'd meet halfway, drive around town for a little bit, maybe sit, at the park. And then I got a car and all that went downhill. I didn't do that anymore. But anyway, so there are good ways to get healthier, but it shouldn't be forced on people. That's what I have to say. So, yeah, but this banana boat for men.
Be comfortable with your gender. Don't be afraid to experiment. It's all good. It's all good, people.
It is. You know what else is all good?
What?
Movie Madness Monday! Movie Madness Monday!
It's time for Movie Madness Monday. So just a warning, we are not doing the Netflix Fresh and Retro Pick of the Week. We will resume that next week. We took a break because, well, frankly, it's only Matthew and I, and neither one of us had time to watch the movies, even though I had seen them both. So it wouldn't really be that good if I just gave a review and Matthew didn't. And anyway, so we are going to jump straight to what Netflix is. We'll start with the good news. What they're putting on Netflix this month, and then we'll kind of jump around this list. The link is in the description below. It'll be about the fourth link down, third or fourth link down, in our description. Oh, so what they're adding on tomorrow, which is August 1st, is I'm just gonna rattle off a couple that I know are very popular. A Cinderella Story. That's Hilary Duff. Oh yeah. So they're adding that. That was in 2000. Came out in 2004. They're adding Bad Santa, which came out in 2003. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think they have Bad Santa 2 on there right now.
I'm not sure. I've never seen any Bad Santa movies, so.
They're really funny. Really funny. And then you've got Lords of War is coming on. Came out in 2005. Practical Magic, which came out in 1998. That actually looks kind of good. Sleepy Hollow, which came out in 1999. I'm not sure if that's the movie or the TV series. I think that's the movie. If that's the Tim Burton movie, that was really good, and that was on Netflix once before. They're also adding The Addams Family from the 1991.
Yes. Gotta love Addams Family.
I love Addams. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Okay. They're adding The Matrix. The Matrix Reloaded, and The Matrix... Oh my god, they're starting to catch up. This is the third set of movies that I've seen that they've had all three.
There you go.
So they're starting to finally catch up with, hey, you should probably put them all on.
They're bringing The Last Mimsy.
I forgot about that movie.
Oh
I watched that movie.
I saw that in like 7th grade. It was probably really stupid, but I remember sort of liking it as a kid. Nope. More and more I think about it, this was a dumb movie.
Okay, they're adding Sing on August 3rd, which is good. That means I get to see it. What else are they adding? They're adding...
Ooh, I'm excited for The Founder. That's on August 2nd. That is... I read the script for it.
Of course
with,
you did.
Yep. It stars Michael Keaton, but basically it's the... how McDonald's came to be. So,
nice.
And it is like the guy who Michael Keaton played, like, he is a freaking backstabbing SOB. Like,
I do remember hearing something about that.
Yep.
Yeah. So it is then you've got Brad Paisley's Comedy Rodeo. I don't know why Brad Paisley's doing comedy, but that's a Netflix original, so it's probably going to be a flop. Maybe not because it has Brad Paisley in it.
I was going to say there's some good Netflix originals out there. At the same time,
TV shows, not movies. No, they both have a little bit of bad of everything.
Yeah.
Because
we also have Death Note coming out at the end of the month, and that's gonna be like, oh God, give me strength. Yeah, that'll be interesting. to say the
Yeah,
least.
there's really
to be
you've
kind.
got Once Upon a Time season 6 coming on, and that's about it. There's really nothing good coming on Netflix. I mean, there's a couple things like in the top of the list. There were a couple things that I want to see.
But it's also August. Like, this is a slow month. So
Yeah, but they need to catch up
unfortunately.
because they need to get everything on that just came, like that has been in theaters.
Yeah, but
But they're not,
nothing-
'cause they're
not-
Netflix.
Yeah, nothing's coming out yet. So we'll see.
Sing came out, and they're just now getting that on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now it's time for the part that I dread. What is leaving Netflix starting tomorrow?
Honestly, this is like every month. Like, this is the most terrifying part of my month. It's like, oh my god, like, please, I just started this series. Don't take it away from me.
That was- and
oh man,
you know what?
it's so rough. It's
You
so rough.
really need to watch this list.
Yep.
Because I was watching the original MacGyver series,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it was last month. Boop, right off, gone. I was in the middle of season like 2, and I'm like, why? What happened to that?
That happened to two of my telenovelas.
They need to say, like, they need to post on it, leaving soon.
Yep.
Binge now, or something. You know what I mean? Like leaving soon, rather than posting these lists. Just be like right on the like.
That would be nice. Yeah, a category of like leaving soon.
Yeah.
So
then
because
you
yeah,
can-
like there's some of them where I've watched it and they'll say like in the corner, but I completely miss it.
Mhm.
And it's like, oh yeah, I was, episode 3 of Pablo Escobar. Like, oh, it's gone. Dang
And then
it.
you got to go and buy the series.
That one I can't. It's a telenovela, so I want English subtitles. They also did that to another one. One of my friends recommended to me. It was called Teresa.
Uh-huh.
So, it was so good. It was like complete garbage, but like good at the same time. Plus, all actors and actresses, muy caliente, like very, very attractive people. And then they
course they
took it
were.
off. So I was so bummed. I don't know where to find it.
So,
Ugh.
if you want to watch one of the movies that we rated, 10 Things I Hate About You, you need to do it before tomorrow. So that means after the show tonight, you need to go and watch it because it'll be taken off Netflix. What else do they got? They're taking off the Black Widow. They don't have any years by these ones either. Here's a punch right in my gut. Justice League on it's unlimited, right? Yeah, unlimited seasons 1 and 2, and Justice League seasons 1 and 2. They're taking those off tomorrow.
Yep.
I just finished season 1 of Justice League Unlimited, so now I need to binge like another 25 episodes in a few hours. Then they're taking off Teacher's Pet, Delivery Man season 1. The Little Engine That Could. They're taking off the Lizzie McGuire movie.
Well, here's one that surprises me. They're taking down Young Justice seasons 1 and 2 because if I remember correctly, Netflix is actually going to be producing or distributing or something for season 3 of Young Justice because it was pulled from Cartoon Network. It wasn't doing as well as they
here's
thought.
what they're gonna
and they
do.
are doing a season 3. So
Well, this is what they do.
hmm
They'll put the original on, let you watch it, and then they'll take it off and put on what they're like, kind of like they've never had Full House, but now they have Fuller House.
yeah.
They never had Degrassi, the first set of seasons, but they have the new one.
I wonder if that's trying to
What?
like be them jabbing at Hulu though, because Hulu, from my understanding, I think what is it like The Handmaid's Tale has gotten a lot of buzz, but I think that's the only like, from at least what I've heard, like really successful Hulu original series. But Hulu has a lot of like popular I mean, they got like Seinfeld, Golden Girls, like a gajillion and a half of the Cartoon Network lineup. They have a whole bunch of like cartoons and shows from the 90s, from like I want to say it was like a Disney or ABC Family blocking they had, like
ABC Family is now Freeform.
Freeform. Oh,
It's a lot
Sorry.
darker too.
Sorry.
I've heard. I've heard it's very much darker.
yeah, and they still have Harry Potter Weekend. So
They do.
what has changed?
Which matters?
What has changed? Nothing.
The series that are on there. There's no more girls getting pregnant.
All right, what else is?
Well, I'm sad because Lizzie McGuire is leaving, and that was one that I was going to have next week as the retro pick of the week. and it's one of my favorite movies, which sucks. So that's Leaving Tomorrow.